Hi there, I'm Isabel Brito and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today I will be discussing the natal aspect of Venus conjunct Pluto and how this energy tends to manifest in your life on a daily basis or when you interact with others. If you are interested in this aspect, just stay tuned. Alright guys, before we actually go ahead and dive into this aspect, I would first like to ask if you can please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and make sure you also hit that notification bell button. That way every time I do upload a new video, you are notified. Don't forget to also hit that like button. You can also go ahead and comment below if there's any videos that you would like for me to upload in the future. It could be in regards to any astrological aspect, any type of topics that has to do with tarot, any ideas. I am more open and willing to make a video for you. You can also either email me at isagoddessvibe11, or you can also follow me on Instagram at isagoddessvibe11. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the planet Venus. Venus is the natural ruler of the second and the seventh house, and it also rules over the zodiac signs Taurus and Libra. When we're looking at Venus, here we're going to find our security, our self-esteem, our style of loving, basically how do we express our love to others, our possessions, and as well as partnerships and marriages. Venus also has to do with shared goals when we're looking at it in a Libra seventh house type of way. It also rules over liberal arts and music, anything that is harmonious and makes us feel good. It also rules over beauty and adornment, your sex appeal. The lovers do you tend to attract, and also there we look at your Venus and what aspects it's making or what houses is in to see how are you with love? Do you have difficulties with loving others or expressing your love? What is your style? Basically, like, are you a flirtatious person? Are you a serious person? Are you more with words when you express your love, or are you a person that go by action? Venus, when you're looking at it in a Taurus second house way, it also has to do with how do you spend your money. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the planet Pluto, which is now whatever. We're not going to get into this whole astronomical concept of Pluto, but let's go ahead and talk about Pluto and what it means in your natal chart when we're speaking of it in an astrological way. So Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. It also has to do with difficulties and your hidden, like, subconscious depths of your subconscious. So these like little hidden thoughts or obsessions or insecurities, your hidden desires. Sex. I mean, sex is difficult regardless in whichever way, because we've always tend to have issues that run into sex, right? All of us, it's very taboo. Pluto rules over the things that are very taboo-ish, I guess. Most important, it rules over power. And by looking at your planet, Pluto, in your natal chart, that's where you're going to find your self-empowerment. I don't know if I mentioned this already before. It is technically rules the 8th house, and it rules the sign Scorpio. Alrighty, so how does this energy, when we got Venus and then we got Pluto coming together in a conjunction? Okay, conjunction. Maybe I should explain what a conjunction is, right? Give me a second. It's 0 degrees. It's actually when one planet is on the day that you were born, that planet was like orbiting very, very close, or right like on top of the other planets, so it forms a conjunction. So basically what happens with a conjunction is that Venus tends to act in ways of Pluto qualities, and Pluto tends to act in the qualities of Venus as well. So it's like this merging effect that goes on when we're talking about a conjunction. Technically, conjunctions are most effective if it is within the 10 degree. A lot of astrologers don't really like to go above 5 degrees. I am one of those people. It's almost as if, even if I were to look at it in a synastry, I can see the energy playing out, but the energy, it might be more situational, and it all depends on the people's natal charts. As long as it's within those 5 degrees, it's going to play a very big effect in your natal chart. How does it interact when we have these two planets sitting right on top of each other? Well, here you get yourself a person that their love style is very diplomatic. Individuals that hold this type of aspect, they tend to be very, very good at talking people or alluring people onto their side. Or let's say there's someone that they're interested in. They're very good at kind of working their magnitude or their magnetic energy, their attraction, and this sense of beauty, but very diplomatic. So an example of this would be someone who is going to be agreeable to a lot of the things that you're into, okay? And it's not that they don't know a sense of self. They might just be damn sure, very into the things that you're into, or they might not. Individuals with Venus conjunct Pluto are very good at, even if it's not their thing, as pointing it out or complimenting how that suits you. Okay, so they are the ultimate charmers. They love to compliment you. They want to make you feel good, but it's not that it's genuine. A lot of time it is genuine, but there is a form of manipulation going on behind all that, okay? Why? Because of the planet Pluto. All right, so Pluto here is manipulating either the surroundings, because a lot of times that is very Pluto. A lot of Scorpionic people, Plutonian people have this tendency to want to try to manipulate their environment. That way they can try to hold power or control over a person. We do not have control over people, correct? Right? We don't. At the end of the day, every person has free will. However, we do have power on what we choose to demonstrate and show off, okay? And here, also, Venus conjunct Pluto individuals are always going to show off their best qualities that makes them feel empowered, okay? And that they know is going to attract that person to them, to get them to come on in. When this person is in love, their love style can come off as also, especially when it's in a serious relationship, very, very strong and intense. This type of lover is not for everyone. It sure isn't. They know they're not for everyone. They have a good idea of individuals they know they can attract, and they know that they are going to be able to have a sense of power over them when it comes to the sex appeal that they project onto that person. Sex also becomes a very, very big thing, and it is a big thing with individuals that hold the Venus conjunct Pluto. Their love style or the way they show their affection is during sex day. It's almost like these individuals tend to go into like this trance, okay? And it's almost like a moth to the flame type of energy. It's very, again, the words alluring and magnetic when it comes to their love style. They really, really want to like merge with you, okay? And like, that's why I said it's not for everyone. They tend to be very possessive also over their lovers, okay? And feeling that they want to like own them. You belong to me. It's something so hard to separate when it's a conjunction, because it's like I said, both of these planets, Venus here, this planet of love, is over here acting like Pluto, and Pluto's doing the same thing. They're just merging, like, yeah, this is who I am, this is how I love. So controlling also, you know, because Pluto has to do with control. When it comes to love, once a Venus conjunct Pluto individual falls in love, or they grow those feelings, or they know they want you, or they have desires for you, basically it's very difficult to get them to change their mind, okay? And because we got here Venus acting like Pluto, difficulties tend to emerge. They find themselves in these type of relationships that are very intense, okay? You know, very quickly it becomes something serious. This type of relationship where they're going to want to be with you all the time. They're going to want to do things with you all the time. Very quickly, they're going to want to have, you know, a sense of control of your possessions, or feel like, you know, they have that entitlement to what you have, okay? And vice versa, because they're just the same way. Whatever possessions and assets they have, they also want to give it to you. These type of lovers always do very, very well when it comes to giving their partners power over them. That's where we also run into difficulties as well. Because people with these aspects believe or think or feel that maybe if I allow them to have a sense of power over you or over something, it all depends. It could be over my assets, it could be over my feelings, it could be over the house, the children, any categories of our lives. It's demonstrating your love. They give their love for us. They demonstrate, they give their power, they give bits of their power for you. Now they're not, we're talking about Pluto here. Pluto doesn't just surrender. It's manipulation. There's always almost like a hidden agenda behind that, behind why they're going to do what they're going to do, to see how you're going to act accordingly. Testing the lover to see, are they worthy of it or are they not? The obsession and the fixation that this type of individuals can hold over a lover is a sense of a learning experience for that individual too. They're very good at researching on their lovers, man, I'm telling you. And they'll say things, they'll do things just to get a certain reaction out of them. And from that reaction, they've learned something from you. They found a key to open you up, a key to access you. So they're very good with that. And it's not something that a person that has this aspect, it's like, boom, right away when you meet them, they're gonna play all these aspects. It takes time. It's being around this energy. Pluto is a very slow moving planet in our astronomical, in our galaxy. It's pretty slow, okay? It's very slow. It takes time for Pluto to move from one sign to another sign in our zodiac. So here, it's something that it'll start manifesting over time. Passion, the love, the obsession, the drama, because I swear Pluto is like that crackhead fiend. I gotta get some. Always trying to find that first high from when they first hit that pipe. From when they first hit your pipe. I'm kidding. But yeah, they're trying to always find that first feeling. And this is also why these individuals find themselves in very difficult situations, because they can really be in a relationship where that love is no longer being reciprocated back to them, and they'll still stick around because they're still trying to, like, I know it's there, I gotta manipulate this, I gotta do this, maybe if I say that, maybe if, they're very good in manipulating you with possessions, things that they know you like, gifts givers. If they know they're gonna gain some type of something from you, okay, they do that, you know, whatever it takes, in a sense, to get, not whatever it takes, again, it's more of that. Those are the tools they would use. It's more of things that provide self-esteem for you, things that provide security for you, you know, things that makes you feel good. But what I was gonna go with this, and I keep wanting to say this, and I cannot stand when I do this, is that these individuals do tend to find themselves in relationships where they're being rejected, and they do not do very well with rejection. It's almost like the more you do reject them, the more they want you. It's like a challenge. It's that power energy. So it's that Pluto energy with that control and power and obsession and those hidden desires. They want to know why. What is it? What is it? They want to know what is it that's causing you to reject them, or they want to know, why do you love me? Why do you want me? It could be quite unnerving. However, I don't want to seem because I don't want to come off as this is like such a negative aspect. It isn't, but Venus technically is afflicted with Pluto. When it comes to their beauty and how they express their beauty, it's very powerful and intense. Venus conjunct Pluto are your ultimate transformers after a bad breakup. This is going to be that person that's going to go into a caterpillar stage, go into their cocoon, and they're going to go through the metamorphosis type of experience, and then they're going to emerge into a butterfly. Really, okay? So how does that energy, what I'm trying to say here? Well, this is a person that, you know, let's say they went into a difficult relationship, and their sense of power and growth when they're going through this relationship, you know, let's say maybe during this relationship they were abused, or maybe in this relationship, you know, they felt that the person rejected them because of their physical appearance, or because maybe they weren't good enough in something, or whatever the case scenario may have been. They completely transform themselves. What they at one point had these insecurities about, where they felt they did not have any power, that's where they start to go into and dig and dig and dig and dig until they find what it is that they're looking for. And in there, they transform themselves, all right? This is where you're gonna find that like person that went through a really, really bad relationship, and all of a sudden like break up, and then you don't see them until like 2 years later, and they're like totally different. The way they act, the way their grace comes upon, the way they looked, okay? Like it's so funny. It's like Venus conjunct Pluto always tend to go from like looking good to looking better. That is part of their transformational, and it's not just outer, it's also inner. They're very good at really, took them a while to get there. Trust me, they probably soaked up all that energy. They sat in it, but you know what they did with it? Instead of just sitting there and continuing the cycle, they knew that in order for them to emerge, or in order for them to transcend or transition or go to the next level, they got to kill off an old part of themselves, who they thought they were, who they think they were becoming, and kind of just come up from the ashes, okay, like the phoenix, and rise. I myself hold this aspect. I have Venus conjunct Pluto in the sign of Scorpio. It is a very difficult energy to hold and to get a hang of, but I feel like the older you get, the better it becomes over time. Also, I feel Venus conjunct Pluto people are very, very good at transforming individuals. You know, they're very good at finding beauty in the deepest, hidden, darkest ways. They find beauty. they find a sense of affection and love. They do tend to sometimes attract the broken people or the underdogs. And just as they attract that, they also attract very powerful individuals as well, because Pluto rules over power. All right. So it goes both ways. It could be either that person will have power over them, or they will have power over the other person. Some good things though that I would also like to say about individuals that do hold that this Venus conjunct Pluto aspect is that I've heard, I have not done this myself, but I heard that they're very good at Reiki with healing. And it's something about, being a conduit of taking in the pain and transforming it into love, because that is a way that Venus conjunct Pluto, in a sense, kind of express their love, is in a sense of pain and difficulties. So it's almost becoming, again, that death and rebirth, and being able to gravitate that, take that, and transform it into a positive outlet, if that makes sense. All right, so I hope you did find this video helpful. Again, make sure that if you have any comments about this video, you can comment those below. And thank you so much, and you will see me soon.